So for everyone here today, good morning and welcome to our second Genius Gen talk session. We have today our co-founders, both Kelly and Jen. And as a reminder, not only are they both body workers, but they also have an incredibly successful spa that they've owned for the past 10 years, as well as they're manufacturing their Vital Body Therapeutics products as well. We wanted to share the information with kind of like a living room, loungy kind of vibe. So it's super informal, but very interactive. And we welcome your questions and plan to allocate time at the end for the Q&A session. Our intention for today is for Jen and Kelly to not only share, but collaborate as a community and provide a network to learn from one another. In preparing for their reopening of the spa, Jen and Kelly have 5 strategies to communicate to build the trust with their clients. Oh, and by the way, Kelly and Jen, congratulations. I heard through the grapevine that you guys are fully booked for the first 2 weeks of your reopening. Yeah. So with no further ado, congrats.
Thank you.
I'm gonna ask Kelly, if you could give us a short general overview of what we're going to talk about today, that would be spectacular.
Absolutely. Thanks, Dawn. You know, as we all know, one of the most pressing concerns we all have is how to drive revenue. And the whole point of this webinar is really to express to you kind of the foundational work that we have done to make our clients feel safe and comfortable and ready to rebook. So all of us, we've all done this legwork on the back end, you know, getting loans, dealing with our employees, safety protocols, staff trainings. We've done so many things. And now the time is really to bring our clients along with us on this journey and to really show them, this is what we've done. This is how we've done it. This is why you're safe. So transparency and trust is the foundation for getting those rebookings. And the goal is to lift the burden off them so they don't have to worry about a thing. And so today, what we want to offer is just some turnkey solutions that you can implement right away. The 5 that we're going to go over are video, how we're using the website. So the video that we put on the website and the dedicated COVID page. Email campaigns, what we think is the most important use for the email campaigns when you're reopening. Auto emails, we're going to give you the copy, what we put in the auto emails that we think is the most important things that we want to convey to our customers after they've already rebooked. How we're coaching our staff and the tool that we're using to get them prepared to show up and communicate effectively wearing a mask, which is tricky, and signage, in-house signage. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it on to Jen to begin with our first tool, which is the video that we posted on our homepage, welcoming our clients back. Really, the goal of this video is about trust and intimacy and connecting with them and beginning to foster just a really warm relationship with them amidst some limitations that we're going to have when we open our services again. So, Jen? Purpose of the website, basically the goal in this section was to tell you there's two really important ways to use your website. Number one is you have this opportunity to put a video announcing your reopening, which again is about the intimacy and the connection and the closeness and the transparency with your customers. Mm-hmm. Additionally, you want to have a dedicated COVID info page, right? So this is just a page on your website, which you guys probably all have, that's more of the details. So if you have the kind of customer who wants minutia, they want detail, they want backend, they have questions, they're going to grill you. That's what you do on that dedicated COVID page. You answer all their questions, and when they call, you can direct them to the page, etc. For the customer that wants to know that you've got their back, that you care about them, that you're open, you're warm, that's where the video really comes in. That's where you make that connection. So we think about using the website in both of their ways, those two ways, right? Connecting intimately and driving detail information home.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah,
I'll
and
go
yeah,
ahead, Dawn.
sorry, Jen. No, go ahead, Jen.
Oh, I was just going to say, we'll see if I can actually share with you that page on our website. Hopefully that won't be quite as tricky as getting this video going. So here's the page on our website where we do kind of go into much greater detail than we do in the video message about all the things that we've done. So obviously this gives people the time to really review it at their leisure and really, and it isn't obviously we've got here at the bottom our book now. So it's important to us that, prior to just, pre-COVID, we could just really drive the message of booking more quickly. Now it's like we've got to really build that foundation of trust. So we do that first and then give them our opportunity on this page to go ahead and schedule a session once they have had the time to review that.
Great, Jen. And I think overall, the intention was to project the warmth and personal connection with your clients and your guests to really make them feel assured that that you've done everything possible to ensure their safety.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, what other ways have you communicated the details of the measures you've taken to ensure that safety?
So the third thing to do is to really look at your your email campaigns as an opportunity to drive home to people the measures that you're taking to consider their safety and to build their trust. So we recommend that you don't lead with your auto emails with a book now, we're open, and just, pushing a sale or a special, but using those first emails as a way to communicate the measures that you've taken. So directing people to your homepage to watch your welcome video, directing people to that dedicated COVID page to look at the details of what you're suggesting as far as rebooking and the protocols and policies that have shifted. So we're looking at our opening email campaigns really as a way to make sure all questions are answered, and that people know the resources that are available on our website to get those questions answered.
Great. So basically, step one was to build the trust so that they're ready to book. And then, of course, step two would be to communicate some of the details about the client's needs to know for their session. Jen, can you also share a little bit about using the auto emails and to get your message across to the clients?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, obviously with the auto emails, now we've gotten past the hurdle of, getting the clients to the point that they feel comfortable enough to book. And now that they've booked, so that's great. And the next step is really, it's about reiterating the sort of key pieces of information, much of which we've already shared with them, but that is now distilled down to what is most pertinent for when they arrive for their session. So a couple of the really key pieces of information you'll want to include is updating your cancellation policy if you have done that. A lot of spas are making the choice to waive cancellation fees for illness as a means to mitigate people. We really want to avoid people coming in, obviously, when they're even remotely sick. So if they are not, worried about that cancellation fee, that's another way to do that. A reminder to possibly bring a mask if that's going to be a policy for your spa. Obviously different state, and we have different state and county regulations. So, but that's a key piece of information. And then once again, here's the opportunity to just reinforce all those things you've already said by providing a link in that reminder, that confirmation or reminder email back to that page on your website or the video if you've done one. So anybody that's maybe feeling that last bit of, concern or worry about coming back in for a massage, this is another opportunity to just remind them, like, hey, we've got you. We've covered all the bases.
Yeah, great. Well, so now that you've gotten your client back in the door, Jen and Kelly, how are you actually reinforcing what you've already communicating to make them really feel welcome?
Right. I mean, in the spa industry, you know, especially for us, we build our business based on offering this very unique experience for people where they're able to let down their guard, often take off their clothes, relax, let go, and there's such a sort of art and science and sophistication to creating that environment for our clients. And now you add all these protocols and policies and masks and everything, and it's like we have to go above and beyond to, you know, implement these limitations, but also really come across and connect with our clients with that warmth and intimacy that is so important in our industry. So we're lucky enough on our team to have a member of our team, Samantha, who a lot of you probably know. She's a performer, she's a singer, and she has put together just a really short 2-minute video about how to communicate effectively through a mask. So this will be a great training tool for you guys. You can send it out to every one of your employees for them to read. Over communicating through a mask is going to be really, really important. So Jen, would you mind hopefully?
I've got that one ready. And actually, I think I might be able to play the other one right on the tail end of this. So.
And Kelly, thank you for sharing that. That was awesome. So Jen, what other kinds of information do you have posted in your spa? Because I know there's lots of people that are inquiring about that as well.
Yeah, well, obviously we've talked a bit about the signage. So we did put up quite a number of signs. There was, you know, some that were certainly required by our county to have posted. So we have signs at the door that remind the clients that the masks are required. And another reminder not to enter the building if they are exhibiting any signs of illness. So those are a couple of things. And then once they get in, you know, we have the reminders about the social distancing. So those are kind of more the protocols, but the, you know, kind of more pertinent to this discussion are the signs that we've put up really as a way, again, to reassure the client. So about that we're really looking out for their safety, that we've really thought of everything. So we opted to, we posted that 30-minute cleaning schedule that we talked about. So we have one of those posted in each bathrooms, and that's also for the staff to be able to sign off on. But like, for instance, the common area sign, we opted to really put that out in the common area for the client to see, so that they see that and get that reassurance that, oh, look, they really are doing it. In addition to that, we've put hangers on all the doors, on all the treatment doors and the bathroom doors, that just say, you know, this room has been sanitized. So again, the last thing that we want is for a client to be there for their appointment. They're ready to really relax and, you know, really get some serious stress relief, tension relief. And we don't want them laying on the table and having one iota of concern that we've overlooked something. And so by putting those signs up, it's really a way, once they're in the spa, to give them a visual cue and reminder that we're looking out for them and we've covered all our bases.
That's fantastic. So I would say that we are super excited, and I'm sure all of you on this that have joined our webinar today, that Jen and Kelly are giving away their collateral. So there's basically going to be 3 giveaways. The first being the homepage video copy. The second being the Coach Your Staff video and document, and a hard copy document to support it, as well as all the signage, the door hanging, the cleaning schedule, bathroom signage, as well as the cleaning schedule. All of those things are going to be inclusive as well, that will make sure that all of you have access to. But before we open it up to any other questions, Kelly and Jen, do you have any other final thoughts?
Kelly?
Yeah, I want to thank everybody for joining us. I want to say that, we're in such a unique scenario, right? Being spa owners, and really there isn't a lot of cushion for us to have limited services and limited schedules. And, we all operate where, 80% bookings, is what we need. And so we want to drive, that's our point. We want to drive revenue. We want to drive rebooking. And, we really feel like it's the trust that your clients are going to have in you, knowing that they're safe. And so the way I look at these 5 things, the website, the dedicated page, the video, the auto emails, the in-house signage, the email campaign, these are just all ways to almost like subliminally take the burden off your clients to think that they have to be thinking about their safety.
Yeah.
And so just like we know with, for example, no-show charges, right? You can't just put that no-show charge in one place. You have to put it in 85 different places. So when they tell you that they didn't know about your policy, you can say, it's on the website, it's in the auto email, it's posted in the page, it's in our brochure. You can remind them that you've done your due diligence. You've really thought this through. And so that's our point, and we've done a lot of work. And this is sort of a snapshot. So we hope it's helpful. We want to make all the copy available to you. Feel free to copy and paste the details on our dedicated COVID page. Whatever you need. Everybody's busy. Whatever you need, we'll give it to you. So that's my final thoughts. Build trust. Trust drives rebooking.
Yeah.
I think to your point of everything that you shared today, I think over communicating is so important. It's imperative at this point because, again, wearing the mask, you can't always see even the body language. So I think being over communicative is going to be imperative in this new normal, right? So we have a couple of questions that were sent in, Jen and Cal. One came from Alexandra Dianova. And Alexandra asked, are you able to attach a waiver in Mind Body Auto emails?
Kelly laughs because I'm often talking about some frustrations I have with Mind Body. But anyway, this was one of them. But they have, I believe you do have to be signed up with a certain level of package with Mind Body. I'm not entirely sure about that. But for the package that we have, digital client forms have finally been enabled, which is a big victory. So if you're with Mind Body and you go onto their website, into their help forum, and you just do a search for client forms, the page with all that information will come up, and we have implemented that. So our confirmation and our auto email, or our confirmation and reminder emails, both include links to that new digital waiver. So we are trying to get the message about that. Clients aren't really used to that yet. And we will have that form available in the office, obviously, when they come in, if they haven't signed it digitally. So yes, great question.
Great, thank you. Alexandra had another question too. Did you just print signage on your office printer, or did you order stickers and posters? Really good question.
Great question. Yeah, I didn't do the stickers. Our county does have a whole kind of business reopening toolkit package that you can purchase. We didn't really need the stickers because our spa is such that, we don't tend to have lines forming, or we do have the signs in the spa about the 6 feet of distance, but it's not like there's typically a line forming at the front desk. So we didn't put down the floor stickers. So I did print some just on our printer. And then I actually, the ones I wanted to look, a lot nicer, I think I sent them to, Staples or Office Max or something. I just submitted the files online and had them print them. And then some of them I did in-house as well.
Great, thank you, Jen. We have another question that came in from Laura Davidson. Thank you for doing these webinars. Oh, she didn't request, it's a statement. So she's thanking you guys for doing the webinars. But we did have another question come in from Lydia Weed. Since you're having shorter appointment times, are you offering a discount price because of that?
No.
No, we are not. And the main reason being that it's very typical. I mean, most spas do operate on, you know, the professional hour of 50 minutes and 80 minutes. And their pricing is set pretty much the same as ours. So we feel like, you know, kind of we've all along offered some additional time that was a bit of a luxury. And, you know, we obviously don't have the margins at this point to be able to do that now that we have to spend this extra time cleaning. So we're keeping our prices the same and just kind of we've all along really tried to message our clients about the fact that, you know, the fact that we had this full 60 and 90 minute was rare in the spa industry. And so we're kind of taking the position that now we're just going to go with what's industry standard, but stay with the same rates. I don't know if there's anything you wanted to add to that, Kelly.
No, I think that's it. That's
Okay.
good. Yeah.
Great. Well, we have another question come in from Jeanette Hansen. And she's asking, have hours of operations changed to allow the cleaning time in between appointments?
Yes, again, our situation was a bit unique. So in that, again, because we were already doing 60 and 90 minutes with a 15-minute buffer. So that was has been our standard for 9 years, 10 years. So basically it was a pretty easy move for us to just shorten the session time down to that 50-80. And we kept our booking interval on, you know, with that quarter hour. So we now have 25 minutes of turnover time. So that was our solution, which
We don't expect that to last very long. I mean, we want to get to the 50, 80 and booking on the hour, but I think for the initial rollout, as we're all kind of gauging client response, gauging, you know, our therapists and sort of what their experience is with the new policies and protocols, we have more of a buffer probably for this first month, and then we'll move into, you know, something a little bit more efficient, which would look like a 50 and 80 booked on the hour and the 90.
right.
Great. Well, that's it for the questions, Jen and Kelly. I will say that I believe that the information that you've shared today are all the different strategies and collateral that every single individual that's joined our webinar today are looking for. And I'm sure, I'm just going to speak out loud, that it's actually such a unique position that we have, that you own a spa, so, and as well as the Vital Body Therapeutics brand, the products as well to recommend and to help treat your patients and your clients that come to your spa. So having both of those, I think overall, and being, again, the spa owner yourselves, sharing this very relevant information. And please, as a reminder to everybody who joined us today, this is a place where Jen and Kelly really believe in creating this platform of community of spa owners, directors, managers, or even just small businesses in the new norm. So I really feel that the information that Kelly and Jen bring to the table is not only super authentic and genuine, but it's literally they're providing you with turnkey tools that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can just take what they're doing and just implement it within your own spa. So again, thank you, Kelly and Jen, for being who you are and being a part of this community. And if with no further ado,
Okay, John, I think there's one more question from.
Oh, do we have another one come in? Okay.
Hi, Jessica. Who's responsible for cleaning treatment rooms after the treatments? Are the therapists, the attendant? We have the clients do it. We feel like we've been through enough.
Clients?
Therapists. What kind of sanitation training have they completed? So, Jen, you want to?
Yeah, we already did a training, you know, a couple of weeks ago on cleaning protocols. And then we And then this week, we've conducted another kind of refresher training for the staff that is coming back when we reopen. And we've gone through the cleaning protocols again, which cleaners you're using on which surfaces, how long does the cleaner need to sit, going over the cleaning schedule. So yeah, it'll be our whole staff. We're not a large enough spa to have attendants. So our attendants are our massage therapists and our desk staff. So they will be the ones doing all of that.
Yeah, so I think there's sort of a difference between how we have sort of the in-room cleaning and then the common area cleaning, right?
Yeah.
So most of the common area cleaning is going to be done by the front desk
Right.
staff, and the treatment room cleaning, which has to do with, how we turn over the sheets and the blankets and the face cradles,
Right.
and wiping down the surfaces and the door handle. And especially, I love the door handle idea that you did, Jen. I think everybody should do this. It's just a door hanger that says this room has been sanitized, and it's just preemptively lifts, gets that question out of their head. So if they're laying on that table middle of the session and their head is spinning around whether this table's been cleaned,
Yeah.
they actually already saw it when they walked in the door in that door hanger.
Yeah.
But,
And I did just want to mention quickly, Jessica, that I haven't looked deeply into this, but I do know I'm starting to see all kinds of resources popping up for people actually offering full.
Jen, you froze.
Am I back? Am I back?
I can see you fine.
Okay.
Yes,
I
back.
do see that I'm named Kelly Stoll. I just really want to be like you, don't I, Kel?
No.
Anyway, I'm seeing more resources popping up now that companies are actually offering, certification trainings for becoming a, certified clean spa, or, I'm not sure. I haven't researched it too in depth, but that's something you might look around for as well. I know there's some companies offering full training protocols on the cleaning systems.
Yeah, I mean, we did a couple unique things with regards to our sheets and our blankets. It's a little bit off topic, but Jen, do you want to speak to that at all?
Well, just that I did order blankets that can be changed out every session. We have a lot of blankets now. And then I did purchase I think it was Universal Companies. One of our other colleagues recommended them, that they have these vinyl table covers. I ordered them 3 weeks ago. They haven't arrived yet, but keep that in mind when ordering your supplies. It takes a long time to get things. But yeah, those are a couple of the steps that we've taken for.
Didn't Laura Davidson?
I think Laura might have been the one to share that document.
She was the one that gave us that intel.
Yeah, so thank you, Laura. And it's been really, I appreciate the kind words, and I'm so glad that we have been able to be here to help provide everyone with some of these resources. And I want to thank everybody else too, for sharing ideas that you've had and suggestions, and even your questions are just good inspiration, and have helped us think about things that maybe we didn't think about either. So it's really nice to see that it's a collaborative effort with people sharing ideas.
Yeah.
Let's all get through this together.
And I think one of the very last things before we close up is and this was a point, Jen, you made when we were talking yesterday, is that not only do all these things foster the trust and the transparency and build that relationship and that connection and warmth, but they also serve to create far more efficiency in the service and the session time, right? So people are always so concerned, are they getting all their minutes, and this and that. And in a situation like this, where people have a lot of questions, they want to go back and forth, there's a little bit more barriers to clear communication. All the legwork that you do on the front end just serves to create a more efficient session, where they can truly go up, sit down, and kind of go through the normal protocol of laying on the table and getting their full minutes without stressing out the therapist that they have to go over their safety protocols and do this full 50 or 60 minute session. So that's just another thing to consider.
Good point, Kel.
And Kelly and Jen, I had one more from Gail from Evo Spa. She she was stating that, some of her therapists are complaining about wearing the masks for that length of time. So how, from your perspective, how are you
I
responding
am,
to your
yeah.
people? Yeah.
First of all, I'm one that hates wearing a mask. I'm always trying to rebel against it. And in all situations, I'm trying to find the right one. So I really do understand that. And I think that, you know, we are giving them the option when they go into the treatment room to, you know, have a conversation. And maybe you want to speak to this more, Jen, but there is some flexibility when they're in, you know, go ahead.
Well, there isn't a lot of flexibility in terms of like the current health order does indicate that, you know, masks are required at all times by the therapist and the client. And we have discussed this at length. You know, most of my staff is just, I haven't gotten any resistance to them wearing masks. Everybody's felt, I mean, nobody really loves wearing them, but they understand that it's just part of the where we're at now. But obviously we all know how uncomfortable anyway it can sometimes be to be face down with your face in a face cradle. So to have a mask on, you know, we recognize in advance that that could be problematic for the client. And so we basically have said, you know, according to the health order, you know, here's kind of what has to happen, but we've advised our therapists that once they're in the treatment room, you know, that's an intimate conversation between them and their client. And if their client cannot breathe when they're face down with that mask on, that there are options that, you know, they could do sideline work, or, you know, we've actually given the clearance to our therapists, you know, to, if they feel comfortable, to have them allow their client to have the mask off when they're face down, keep it on their person so that when they do turn face up, the mask goes on. But I know that's a bit sidetracked from your question about the therapist, but it just is what it is. I mean,
It's the new normal.
it's the new norm. I mean, the point of the mask is to protect the other person more so than yourself, as we've heard from the CDC, the state, the county. And in light of that, we have to wear them to protect our clients.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And just want to point out what Jessica Shore just wrote, that she heard today that there's a spa in Colorado that's providing oxygen to the guests when they are on the table in a splitter so that the therapist gets oxygen too. So, I mean, again, I think that there's so many innovative and creative ways that people are dealing with this. It's a work in progress. Everyone's got to stretch a little bit and find the masks that work the best.
Yeah.
And then these innovative solutions that might even drive revenue. Maybe you end up adding an oxygen service in your spa and boosting your,
right.
you know, your daily.
Like in Vegas.
Really interesting, actually. Thanks for sharing that, Jessica.
Yeah. It's great.
All right. Well, thank you everyone who attended, and great questions as always. And thank you, Dawn, very much for helping to moderate this discussion. And thanks as always, my stellar partner, Kelly, my business wife, my work wife.
So yeah,
And
I just want to reiterate, we're going to get all of this copy to you all in the next couple days. If it doesn't come today, it will come tomorrow. We get these little technical glitches sending out lots of documents. So please feel free to reach out to me, Kay Stoll at Vital Body Therapeutics. And we'll send you all of our contact information if you have further questions that we didn't get to answer. And then, of course, you know, for our next webinar, we've got some ideas about, you know, marketing and services. And so anything that's interesting to you, anything that would be helpful for you, or a format that might be interesting, let us know. We're definitely curious to keep providing relevant information.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you everyone for joining us today, and till next time.
Happy reopening.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.